Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno, the Meniere's disease warrior. Hope you all having a great day. I've been just getting over that bug, kind of cold, and then we got this nor'easter out there dumping all kinds of rain, wind, pressure's dropping, and all this stuff. And surprisingly, with the decompression surgery that I had in May, all it did was take away the vertigo. I still got everything else. But that's okay. It's all it was supposed to do, and I'm happy the vertigo's gone. Um, Whether it's permanent or temporary, I'm happy it's gone. There was a lot of fluid coming out of here. It was clogged earlier. This is the ear I had the surgery on. Um, it was clogged full earlier, but now it seems to have subsided and things are starting to get a little bit normal. But I never got the vertigo, which is a good thing. But what I really want to talk about is interesting post I saw. When is it time to go to the ER? The emergency room. Pretty difficult to tell somebody when you should go to the ER. And it's probably a post from somebody who's recently diagnosed. And they don't have rescue meds yet. They don't haven't probably have they've been to the doctor, but they got results back, and the doctor says it's Meniere's and make an appointment to come in and then to talk about things, and they haven't gotten anything yet. So yeah, I mean, if you're having vertigo for 2, 3 hours and then nonstop puking, throwing up, and you can't hold anything down, water, nothing, you kind of want to get to the ER because you don't want to get to the point of you're already dehydrated. You don't want to get to that point. So yeah, if you're newly diagnosed and you don't have any rescue meds, it's probably a good idea. In the beginning, I it happened to me, and I got so dehydrated that I was all my muscles cramped. Literally, I was like, called 911. Um, and yeah, they made me drink a thing of ginger ale and pumped all kinds of IV in me, gave me whatever medications IV. And in a couple hours, I felt better. Not completely better, but better. So yeah, if you're new, you haven't really discussed with your doctor. Yeah, you want to get there. You don't want to take any chances. Get to that point of being really dehydrated. But if you've had it for a while, you kind of know, and you kind of have right. You have rescue meds. Some doctors kind of don't believe in it. I mean, there are a few out there. There are a couple of doctors that are really out there, anyways. Um, and they don't kind of believe it. They'll tell you to get meclizine, but they won't give you Valium or Clonopin or Zofran or anything like that, which is kind of a shame because it could be preventing a lot of things. But if you've had Meniere's for a while, you kind of know what triggers you, what doesn't trigger you, how to handle things your way because we're all different. So you kind of know, when to go to the ER. You know when to go. If you're completely dehydrated and you've taken all these medications, yeah, you need to get there. Um, but the other thing too is ER doctors are just that. They're emergency room doctors. Okay, they're really not there for a diagnosis, and a lot of times they don't know what Meniere's is. Or they might know what it is, but they don't know what to do for it because an ER doctor has to deal with everything. They don't specialize. Okay, so some ER doctors do keep up to date on certain things. Some ER doctors may know how to do the Epley maneuver. Some doctors might have heard the Epley maneuver and didn't know of it. Now, Epley maneuver only works for BPPV, benign post posterior vertigo. It doesn't work for Meniere's disease. But and I know someone's gonna say I'm wrong, but I probably not. Um, but to be honest with you, it's a very simple thing to do, but it's something. If somebody doesn't know what they're doing and how to teach you to it, don't let them do it. Okay, don't depend on the doctor to go, oh yeah, I heard this thing, Epley. Let me go on YouTube and see if I can figure out what it is, and then we can try it on you. No, you don't want that. You really, what they should be telling you is, listen, you got vertigo. Kind of really don't know what it is. Why? Sometimes they will do a CAT scan just to make sure you're not having a stroke. Um, but they'll be like, well, we really don't know what it is, but what we suggest you do is talk to your primary care or talk to an ENT, otolaryngologist, or a neurologist. Okay. But you really should contact your primary care doctor and go that route. But for right now, you seem like you're stable. Go home and rest and call your doctor in the morning. That's what probably 90% of ER doctors do. Okay. And they do that for everything except for like immediate danger stuff. Then they'll call in the specialist. Like if you're having a stroke, they're going to call in a neurologist. They're going to call in a cardiologist. Okay. They're not going to just say, yeah, you're having a stroke. Go home and rest. They're going to call a specialist in and keep you there. Let's say you go in for a pain in your side and they do a CAT scan in your, appendix. Looks like it's ready to burst. They're not going to tell you to go, okay, go home, call your doctor. They're going to call a surgeon down and say, hey, needs this thing out now. In the case of point, my wife, 2014, 2013, she was bleeding, when she had to go to the bathroom, when she had to poop. Nothing but blood come out. And, for the life of us, she wouldn't go to the hospital. She couldn't get her to go to the doctors. I couldn't get her to do this. So now for almost a day and a half. Finally, I turned around and said, the life insurance policy paid off? She goes, yeah. I said, fine, it's a virus. Finally, she goes, okay. Got in the car. We had to go to the doctor first because she didn't want to go to the ER. Went to the doctor. They ambulanced her up. They did the CAT scan. And she's like, oh, what time do you think they're going to let me go? And when they came in with the CAT scan, they found out she had colitis and her intestine ruptured. She wasn't going anywhere. So they called a gastroenterologist in. The ER doctor didn't diagnose it, didn't say this or anything. They called the gastroenterologist in, who said, yeah, you got a little bit of a rupture. We think it's going to heal on its own, but we were going to admit you and put you in ICU, and we'll do the colonoscopy in a day, see if it heals. And by that time, it started healing, so the bleeding stopped. And then she's been fine ever since. But she has colitis. But, I would want the ER doctor diagnosing that. I'd want a specialist to come in. So that's what they do. If it's a really bad emergency, they call a specialist and they don't send you home. But for vertigo, things like that, they're going to send you home. Most cases. I mean, if you're still vomiting and can't hold things down and you've been in the ER for like 6-7 hours, yeah, they're probably going to admit you. And then they'll have an ENT come see you. Or neurologist, somebody come see you while you're in the hospital, one more test. But let's sum this up. If you're new, you don't have any rescue meds, and you're vomiting like crazy, yeah, get your ass to the ER, emergency room. If you've had it for a while, you kind of know when to go. Okay, if you're taking your rescue medicines and you're still chucking and you're feeling weak and okay, I need to get up there, I'm dehydrated, then go. Then go to the ER. Other than that, if you pop your rescue medicines, you're going to feel better in a couple of hours. Just rest and relax. So, personally, I can't really tell you when it's time to go to the ER, but I could tell you when you should go to the ER, when you're feeling a certain way. And on that note, I will talk to you all later. Take care.